Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? How's it going? This is Marcos Villegas. This is the Fight Up TV live chat coming to you live from my mom's basement. Just kidding. Today is September 28th, 2020, man. 6-7 months into this whole Rona virus thing. Had an exciting weekend of fights that happened. We had a UFC fight. We had a boxing pay-per-view. Wickety, what up, bro? What up? Good to see you. Glad you joined the chat, and everybody that's on the chat right now. We're going to talk a little bit about the pay-per-view action that happened over the weekend. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, go ahead, please subscribe and follow us at Fight Hub TV and at Hey, it's Marcos V. Look, I'll even write it down for you guys. You know what? I might do a shirt giveaway. You know what? I think I am going to do a shirt giveaway. All right. First person to go and follow us right now at Fight Hub TV and myself at Hey, it's Marcos V is going to get a shirt personally from me. All right? Boom. It's backwards. Dang it, I can't ride backwards. Whatever. But, you know, the first person to follow us at Fight Hub TV, at Hey, it's Marcos V. Follow us, send a comment. I'm going to go through them, and whoever's the first one there to follow is going to go ahead and get a shirt personally by me. You might get some other random stuff. All right, we got our first super chat. If you guys want to get a question in right quick or shout out or something like that, special shout out, just go ahead and use the super chat, and I'll get right to it. So, Mr. Fantastic Yellow, what's up, man? Thank you so much for that super chat. Hope you're having a good day. And this will be the first question, man. And it's you know, obviously this was in the thumbnail of this live chat. Conor and Manny Pacquiao fighting, and Mr. Fantastic Yellow asks, Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor fight, waste of time, agree or disagree? So you guys go ahead and comment and see if you guys agree or not, if this fight is a waste of time for you, or if you think, you know, you'll entertain it, you'll watch just out of curiosity, or because you want to see, you know, you're a fan of so and so and you want to see him fight, or you want to see so and so put hands on the other guy. To me, okay, you're asking me as Marcos Villegas, the boxing correspondent, is it a waste of time? No, because, you know, I cover boxing. I cover boxing events. I cover these types of events. It's not a waste of time because, you know, there is going to be people that are interested in it. Obviously, you know, here's the funny thing. So both guys have like rabid fan bases, okay? Really, really loyal. Pacquiao has an extremely loyal fan base. He has a whole freaking country behind him. Conor McGregor, same damn thing. Okay, extremely loyal fan base. He can't do anything wrong, according to them, and it's pretty much like a whole country behind him. So there's going to be interest there, obviously, between both guys. So, you know, there's storylines to be told there. There's coverage to be given to those fans from those countries. Now, if you're asking me as Marcos Villegas, the boxing fan, outside of this, is this a waste of time or not? Well, it depends how you see it. If you see it as something as a quick way to waste your time, as in you have nothing better to do and you want to waste your time, yeah, it could be a good choice. You know, but if it's something that it's a can't miss type of event, or something really crazy is going to happen in the fight, if it means something, if there's a significance to this fight, you know, I'm not too sure. You know, a lot of the intrigue as to what would happen with an MMA guy and a boxer in a boxing ring was already answered with the first fight with Conor and Floyd. And dude, you had so many people coming up to me, you know, at events. Conor's gonna knock Floyd out. Conor's gonna knock Floyd out. Oh my God, you know, I had a prominent, extremely prominent MMA journalist, okay, tell me that Conor was gonna beat the crap out of Floyd, and he asked me for my opinion. We're in the elevator right before the fight's gonna start. Okay, this is a funny story. T-Mobile Arena. Okay, and I have my credential, and it's a ringside credential, and I was surprised because I was not expecting to be ringside for that fight, but I fought for it. I sent Showtime and the PR people my numbers, and I'm like, look, dude, I'm getting more traffic than anybody else on this fight, man. You guys better put me ringside. I need to be there, not because I want to say like, hey, look, I'm ringside. It's because for me to do my job, I have to be ringside. I have to be down there to get post-fight stuff, So, I go to check in. They had us check in, I think, at like the New York, not the usual place. So I look at my credential, and I see that it's green, which is a good sign. But at this point, I wasn't expecting to be like right at the front row. I was expecting maybe I'll get put like somewhere in the middle because I had heard there was like a middle section and then like the up section over there at the T-Mobile Arena. I look at it, and Tino, who was with us at that time, tells me, bro, you're ringside. And I was like, nah. Look, it's a section like 200. That's usually not a ringside. And he's like, no, dude, you're ringside. And I'm like, well, what does yours say? And he's like, bro, I'm up by Jesus. We say that we're up by Jesus when they throw us up to the top of the T-Mobile because, we're just a little bit closer to Jesus when we're up there for events. So I was like, oh, shoot, sweet, dude, I'm ringside. So I'm walking. I run into Ariel. I say what's up, and I notice he looks at my credential, and he's kind of like, what the heck? Like, how am I not down there? And then I run into this person who I'll not name for sake of saving face. And I don't want to cause any drama, but it's just a funny little story about how this whole came about. We're in the elevator, and he doesn't know who I am. He thinks he's Mr. Big Shot because he does Instagram videos or whatever the heck. And he looks at me and he looks at my credential and he goes, "Who are you with?" And I tell him like, "Oh, I'm with Fight Hub. We're a really big YouTube channel. I've been in boxing forever and ever." And he's like, "Oh, cool. I'm with this, and that." And he's like, "So what do you think?" And I'm like, "It's gonna be a lot of sad Irish people tonight. Floyd's gonna knock him out." He gave me this look like I was the dumbest mother in the world. He gave me this look like, and he's like, "Oh, we'll see. Conor's special. And I agree. He is a special personality. Let's not get that wrong. The charisma that he has, the presence that he has, the attention that he commands. He is a different athlete. I tell him that, and he's like, we'll see. And like, I didn't want to be a dick, but I'd be like, I told him like, yeah, there's levels to this, like Floyd's gonna knock him out, and of course the argument that he's like, oh, what's the last time Floyd knocked somebody out? And I'm like, watch, he's gonna stop him. So the fight happens. It's great. You know what? Now that I remember it, the atmosphere wasn't like Mayweather Pacquiao in the arena. So remember, in the arena for Mayweather Pacquiao, I was in the media in the back at the MGM studios. I didn't get a ringside pass, which was really pissed off about. And they told me after that I should have been ringside for that fight, which infuriated me even freaking more. I was able to sneak out into the MGM for like the right before the first round, right before, and like the energy was crazy like for that fight. For this Mayweather McGregor fight when it happened, because they priced tickets so freaking much, it wasn't your hardcore fans, and a lot of the fans that came from Ireland couldn't afford tickets because they were so overpriced, and they were watching them at like private parties in New York, and everybody else in Vegas. So, a lot of the guys that were there at the T-Mobile were like, oh, I just want to be seen at this event. They weren't hardcore fans. And when you get when you don't have hardcore fight fans, either it's MMA or boxing, there at the event, it just takes a lot away from the atmosphere. Frampton versus Santa Cruz, the first one at the MGM, I wasn't there, but I got videos sent to me. That atmosphere was lit. It's crazy. Okay. Everything outside of the fight had a crazy atmosphere. So I'll get to the point of the story to if this is a waste of time or not. after I ran into the same analyst guy. And I thought about it. I thought like, should I, ask him? He was kind of like came off pompous to me, like in his response. I'm like, should you be a dick? And be like, hey, I told you so. And I'm like, no, okay. I'm gonna, approach it respectfully. So I see him. I go, hey, what'd you think? Oh my God, he did so well. He went 10 rounds with the greatest boxer like ever. Like, oh my God, like he did so well. Like no one expected that from him. And I said, but I told you so. Stopped him. Yeah, but look how well he did. Da, 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 da. He's like, well, what do you think? And I looked at him and I said, honestly, dude, I've been around this game for a long time. I could tell when someone is carrying somebody in the ring. I really think Floyd carried him. Like I think he was just toying with him. He didn't really do anything the first 4 rounds. Oh my God, what? You haven't learned anything. You haven't learned anything about this guy. This guy's special. You haven't learned anything. And I was just kind of like, oh, geez, here we go again. So with that being said, the question's already been answered about how an elite MMA fighter is going to do it against a boxer. They're going to get 9 times out of 10, they're going to get worked. They're going to get beat. And it's the same thing. It's apple to oranges. If Floyd, Manny, anybody else steps into the octagon against one of the top UFC guys, if Tyson Fury goes in there with Francis Ngannou in the octagon, he's going to get worked. He's going to get worked really bad. He's going to get embarrassed even more if he were to go into a boxing ring. So is that a waste of time for a boxing fan? Probably, because we and maybe the casual fan, probably, because we've already had that question, that Mayweather McGregor still in our minds. It wasn't so long ago that it happened. It happened 3 years ago. Now, if you're fans of the guys, it's not a waste of time. If you don't like McGregor, you're going to see him, and you want to tune in to pay to see him get his butt kicked. Well, there you go. And if you're a fan of Manny and you want to see him kick the crap out of Conor, well, there you go. But do I think that's going to happen? I'm not really going to say, because I get along with Manny and I get along with Conor. And Conor, this is what will happen. This is a terrible style matchup. And I got a lot of crap for saying this on Twitter because people misconstrued what I said. This is a terrible style matchup for Conor, okay? Terrible, bad. If we think Floyd did a number on Conor, okay? If we think Floyd did a number on Conor, Manny don't mess around. Manny's not going to carry him for 3 rounds. Maybe Manny will fool around for like round or 2. But once that speed and you have a guy that's coming forward and Floyd was, Conor was confused that Floyd was coming forward to him, and a guy that quick, Conor, when he throws his punches, he's very wide. He has his straight, which is money, and he has good timing and a good counterpuncher. And this is where people misconstrued my comment on Twitter when I said I can see Conor landing some big punches on him. Yeah, Conor's a counterpuncher. Manny's always had trouble with counterpunchers. Conor's going to land against Manny, okay? Is he going to knock him out? No. Is he going to beat him? No. Is there a chance that it can happen? Of course, it's a fight. Very slim chance, but we've seen Manny starch before by a counterpuncher and Juan Manuel Marquez. Is Juan Manuel Marquez and Conor McGregor on the same level? Hell no. Juan Manuel Marquez is a once-in-a-lifetime counterpuncher. This guy is one of like the top 5 counterpunchers of all time, okay? Some people say enhanced for that 4th fight. Some people say, whatever, we'll gloss it over. I don't think so. Or if they were both, well, then we'll go ahead and let them do whatever they want to do. So I've come to expect these events for what they are. The build-up's hilarious. They're fun. It gets you involved in it. The fans really are what makes it happen in your interaction with the fans when you're here at the events. If they go ahead and do fight, okay? And I text people in Manny's team over the weekend to see if this was true. And they told me that it's true, that they're talking, that they're trying to make the fight happen, which I was like, oh crap, okay. That there's no formal contract in place at this point. And that they said that they're not going to really take it seriously until there's proof of funds. That's when they're going to go ahead and take this fight seriously. But they are talking, and they are trying to see if they can make the fight happen. There is truth to that. There's a good possibility that this fight can happen. Outside of those details, I don't know. I haven't gone ahead and gotten in contact with them. As of the weekend, I'm going to reach out to them because they did say that they're going to go ahead and have me talk to Manny, which would be great if we can go ahead and snag that for us to watch, because I got a ton of questions for Manny. Like, I remember I interviewed Manny when this Floyd McGregor fight was announced 3 years ago. He laughed. I asked him, "What do you think about Floyd fighting Conor?" And he laughed and he said he should fight a boxer. Why is he fighting an MMA guy? And he chuckled. A lot of questions there. And the funny part is, in this buildup, it's going to be Conor versus Freddie, because Freddie's going to be the one that's going to be talking all the ish, because Freddie has had a track record of talking ish about Conor McGregor since it was even conceived that Conor McGregor would step inside of a boxing ring. First, his reaction to Van Heerden sparring him and that whole stuff with Van Heerden, and then saying that his amateurs would kick the crap out of Conor. Like, it would be Conor saying something, Conor, Freddie. That would build up the fight, because Manny doesn't do the talking. Manny does the talking in the ring. So that's personally what I think about the fight. Okay, let's see here. I think you're wrong. That goes too fast for McGregor. He's not going to be able to counter on him, and this is why I unsubscribed to your channel. What? It was something. What the hell are you talking about, dude? You make no sense. All right, resubscribe back to the channel. Get some sense into you, okay? All right. Why people so offended by these types of fights? I don't know. That's a good question. I guess if you're a boxing fan, you're a purist, and you don't like something. What would be the right term? You don't want something that demeans the sport or waters it down when you have someone that shouldn't be in that position. For instance, it's Mayweather versus Logan Paul fight. People should be more pissed off about that than Manny fighting Conor, to be honest, because at least Manny's fighting a guy who's an actual fighter, who's a world champion in his sport, okay? Floyd and Logan Paul, that's funny. They're both 0-1. But Mayweather versus Logan Paul, like, dude, this is like a guy who vlogs every day and films weird stuff, and his only fight is a 6-rounder against KSI, who did an interview that says he could beat Mike Tyson. Like, come on, bro. Like, more people should be angry about that, to be honest. But I text Tino and I told him, bro, boxing sucks. Instead of getting headlines of Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko, Wilder versus Fury 3, Fury versus Joshua, Wilder versus Joshua, Spence versus Crawford, all the fights we want, we're getting Mayweather, Logan Paul, still in the headlines. McGregor versus Pacquiao, still in the headlines. This is what happened, dude. Pandora's box was open with Logan Paul and KSI. Pandora's box was open with the Mayweather-McGregor event, especially seeing that it was the second highest grossing pay-per-view of all time. There's interest there when the guy's a big enough name, and there's always going to be interest to see sport versus sport. Okay, imagine, you take your best football player and your best basketball player, and you put them together in whatever thing. People are going to tune because it's a freak show factor to that, So people realize that there's money to be made at these events, and you know what? People are going to try to make money. People are always going to try to make money. So this is why they go ahead and do these types of things, and especially with the YouTuber stuff, seeing how successful that was. All these YouTubers want to get in on it because that's a significant amount of money coming in. Boxers are going to see that and be like, dude, this is easy money. I'm going to go ahead and fight this guy. Shoot, for $10 million. So you can't blame Floyd. It's easy money, and he's retired, so he can do whatever the hell he wants. I got put on Talk Sport the other week, and they asked me, like, oh, what do you think of Floyd? And I'm like, look, dude, guy's retired. It's not like he's active. It's not like he's an active world champion. He can do whatever the hell he wants because he's retired. Of course, there's gonna be criticism because he's one of the main figures in boxing, but he's retired now. He's not active. It's not like he's an active world champion fighting against a Logan Paul. Manny's an active world champion, wants to fight against Conor McGregor. It is what it is. They're doing it for money. The silver lining in this is that Manny, his office talking through Manny, has said that a big, significant chunk of Manny's purse for this fight would go to help COVID relief efforts. So I think Manny's more looking at this as a way to help people. So if there's something I think maybe that's motivating Manny is he sees this as a way to help people. This would generate a lot of money to go and help people. So, that shows you the mentality of Manny is different than like a normal person, because, me or you would look at a situation like this and be like, no, I'm keeping all this money. But, that's what makes Manny different than many, many athletes in this day and time as well. We're going to get to the Charlo fight soon. Let me see if this guy responded, because I'm kind of curious what he was saying. Okay, so this Blood Corpse Gamer has not responded because you were talking freaking tonterías. You're coming in with your freaking mamadas way. That's why. Nomás estaba hablando sus chingaderas. That was going on because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Hey, when you're gonna present an argument, at least present an argument with your points, okay? So we can go ahead and banter back. Don't just say mamadas and just say some dumb comment and then log off and don't even explain your argument. I'll engage with people if they present a valid point with something, okay? Okay. Show of hands, show of votes. How many of you guys ordered the Charlo pay-per-view? Let me see. How many of you guys ordered the pay-per-view over the weekend? Let me see. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big No, Hurricane Hank. What's up, Hank? Damn, so a lot of you guys ordered the pay-per-view. That's a good sign then. That's a good sign for the Charlo brothers. I'm happy for them. They deserve it. They've been wanting a moment like this for a long time. Started covering them like 5 years ago, and this is something that they've wanted. And Canelo is something they've wanted for a very, very long time. So it's looking like a good amount of you did order the Charlo fight. I'm seeing a couple no's. I didn't. Thumbs down. I'm seeing more thumbs up. So, who knows? I haven't heard an estimate as to what the pay-per-view buys were. It's usually like a rule of thumb in any industry, but especially in boxing in terms of pay-per-view. If they're real quiet on the pay-per-view buys, that means they didn't reach their expectations. Because as soon as something does well on pay-per-view, they're the first to brag. They'll send out a PR release. During the event, their PR people will email us, oh my God, the system's breaking down because there's so much demands on that. So, if it did really, really well, you usually hear about that. I hope they did well. I ordered the fight. So I'm actually happy I ordered the fight. And I'll tell you why. One, because I felt overall it was a great pay-per-view. But two, we get so much criticism by those in the business when media starts mouthing off or criticizing, blah, 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 I ordered the fight. I spent my own hard-earned money. Goddamn right I'm going to criticize when it's right. And I have every freaking right to criticize whatever the heck I want. Not only on that pay-per-view, but I'm a Showtime subscriber. So if I'm not happy, especially, I just realized that, I pay extra every month for Showtime. So if I don't like something, I'm going to speak up and say something because I'm paying your ass to put on good-ass fights, okay? I'm spending extra money. So don't come at me like, nah, hell no. F that. I'm spending my goddamn hard-earned money. I have every single right to criticize, And what's the reason why we criticize? Don't get all sensitive. The reason why we criticize stuff that happens is because a lot of it is BS, and we want to see a better product. You put on a better product, we'll stop criticizing. Now, I'm not saying in this case, because in this case, it was great. I felt the pay-per-view was stacked. I think pay-per-views should be stacked like that. I understand the economics, though. It's expensive to be able to pay everybody to stack them like that. Given the times, it was a great value overall, a great pay-per-view that had great matchups, okay? But I think sometimes these guys don't understand, too, that you, are paying for their product. And your guys' criticisms are valid. And the only way they're going to know to improve something is if you guys criticize on something that is valid. Nah, con tus mamadas, like, oh, why is so-and-so, here? Or, it's going to be with fights that shouldn't be made. And you guys voice your opinion, and you have every right to. That hopefully, if they're doing their job, because, okay, say if I'm selling carbonated water, okay, and I'm selling it way too expensive, and this other guy that's selling carbonated water is cheaper, and their water is crispier, you're going to come at me and be like, yo, bro, your water sucks. Lower the price. Why does it taste like this? Why does it taste like ass? Put lime in it, I'm going to change it because this is what the consumers are asking for. So then, that kind of grinds my gears sometimes, knowing that, people bring that up, and I'm like, no, bro, I pay for Showtime. I pay extra on my cable bill. My cable bill is like $200 and something a month, okay? This month, it's going to be like close to $300 because of the damn pay-per-view, all right? It's going to be an expensive month. With Tank and Leo pay-per-view coming up, that's going to be another $300 that I'm going to spend on my cable bill. So, yeah, you know what? I'm going to itch and complain if it's warranted about stuff, and don't get sensitive because, you know what? At the end of the day, you're not paying for this. I'm paying for it, so shut up. Okay, back to that. Back to the pay-per-view. Let me ask you guys a question. You know what? Let's word this the right way. Overall, were you happy with the fights? Were they what you expected? Let's see. Shout out 209. What's up? Much love to the 209, man. You guys are a great fight city, great fight fans. I look forward to going over there one time and not getting shot or stabbed. So be my bodyguard if I go over there, right? All right. Fights were great. Elite Boxing. What's up? Fight night was good. Thank you. No problem, faithful 49er. Jermell was electric. Some guy said Adesanya delivered. I didn't get a chance to see the UFC fight, man. I was locked in on the Charlos, bro. Lions only. Come on, dog. Come on. Rafael P. I'm gonna get to that right now. All right. So in the main event, we had Jermell Charlo going up against Jason Rosario. Banana power, banana. And I thought that was a good ass fight until the stoppage happened, and I'll get to the stoppage because a lot of people are saying, well, it was weird because we haven't seen something like that before. The first knockdown in the first round, it looked like he stepped outside of the ring and he slipped. It was counted as a knockdown. It could have been ruled as a slip, but a punch did land. If a punch lands and you go down, it should be ruled a knockdown. But it's another instance of where I don't know why everybody hasn't instituted instant replay in boxing. Nevada has instituted instant replay. In their state, I think California might have already, but all the states should, because if there was instant replay, you could clearly see that he tripped and it shouldn't have been ruled a knockdown. Given that, Rosario composed himself well, started doing good, started pressuring Jermell, was pushing him back. Jermell, he showed a lot in this fight. He showed he can box, and he showed he can box on the back foot, and he's getting better. Rosario was having some good moments in there, especially on the inside. And then the other knockdown happened, which really, really hurt Rosario. Really, Rosario wasn't there. He was really, really hurt. And then the jab to the body. I was here watching it, and I was just like, first reaction was like, oh no, I hope this dude isn't dying. Like, what the heck is going on? He's shaking. Looks like he's having a seizure. I watched it with my buddy Jose and Tino, and we're like, oh crap, like what happened? And then they showed the replay, and it's like, that's weird. Like, looked like he blocked it, and it didn't get him like full. And we're there thinking like, wait a second, we need to see another angle. And from what we could tell, obviously, he was in pain. You can't act like that. You know, I don't think it was a dive, even though my buddies made a joke like, hey, yo, he got a phone call like, hey, take the dive in this round, which, you know, I don't, obviously it's happened before in boxing. You know, I don't think it happens now, but a lot of you guys would be like, ah, hell no, you know, people take dives all the time. Man, a lot of you guys think Kovalev took a dive against Canelo, you know. Who's going to be wanting to take a punch like that, honestly, you know, with Canelo and Kovalev? So the way he reacted, because I had something kind of similar happen to me before when I was a kid. I got a basketball thrown at my diaphragm, and I got all the air knocked out of me, and I started like convulsing, like gasping for air, and it kind of looked like that's what Rosario was doing, and it seemed like that he was gasping for air. But like I said, here's a comment. Michael Morales, Rosario for $500,000. That was Academy Award winning ish. A lot of people think it was a dive because, you know, it looks strange. I don't think so. I think it was legit hurt. It shows you, dude. It shows you, like, look at the knockdown that happened before. Like, Jermell has the power to take you out at any round, even though he's losing the rounds. He has the power to take you out. Like, look what happened in the Harrison fight. You know, he ended up he was not doing too well in the middle rounds. It looked like Harrison was getting the better of him, and he puts Harrison out like in the 11th, from what I remember, I think. So it's like, dude, man, Jermell's power is something else, dude. Something else. Like, he can take you out at any time, and even his jab is a power punch, and he just hit him. He just hit him in the right spot and knocked all the air out of him, man. That to me was impressive. So impressive. And now it begs the question. I asked this on Twitter, and I'm going to ask you guys this now. Go ahead and comment on here. And if this is the first time you guys are tuning into live chat, we do this every Monday at 5:45, but I did this a little earlier, so make sure to subscribe for daily content coming up. NBA brings up a good point too. There's a video where it says Rosario was nodding off in the corner between rounds. I saw that. It's kind of weird. So he was really hurt. Tell you, dude, don't mess with Charlo, bro. Especially that Charlo. Jermell is so intense. With that performance, where on the pound-for-pound rankings does Jermell Charlo belong? Because with that, dude, he's the man at 154 pounds. You got Patrick Teixeira with the other belt, but come on, dude. Fight between Charlo and Teixeira. Charlo's going to be the favorite. The odds are in Charlo's favor. He wins that fight, okay? So he's the guy at 154 pounds. So where is he in the top 10? You know, how many guys do you have that are pretty much undisputed in their weight classes in pound for pound? Even though he's not undisputed, but and I don't know if he'll ever get a chance to, because Teixeira's with Golden Boy. They asked him that question. Jermell said, "Hey, look, you know, he's with Golden Boy. Like, these guys don't want to fight me. You know, it's going to be a hard fight to make." After that performance, I'd be a little worried unless there was a good payday for him. But by consensus standards, the top 5 pound for pound right now is Canelo, and they're all revolving. Canelo, Lomachenko, Terrence Crawford, Inoue, and either I see Tyson Fury and I see Usyk. Does he knock any of those guys out? Does Charlo crack top 5? The performance like that, you could say that he knocks Usyk down and he can go into that spot. You know, he just knocked out the other unified champion with a freaking jab to the body. Well, let's see. Let me hear your guys' things. Oh, come on, bro. Elite Boxing. Come on. Hey, everybody, say hello to Sanisa. Hi, Sanisa. She's in on the chat. Yeah, I got a haircut. Look at it. But my hair's all messy. And I haven't really combed it either. So go ahead and give Sanisa a follow at Sanisa Estrada. It's always good hearing from her and seeing her. Give her a follow right now, everybody. Right meow. Sanisa Estrada, what's up? Okay. So because of that win, does he knock out Usyk or Inoue from the top 5 pound for pound rankings? What other unified champions do you have on there? You have Lomachenko, who's at the top, unified champion. Canelo, champion in multiple divisions. Tyson Fury, lineal champion, not unified champion, but that still has a lot of weight to it. Inoue, he was, but now he's moved up a weight class. He has to be in the discussion for top 5, dude, with that win. A lot of people are saying, oh, he hasn't been tested, blah, blah, blah. Come on, dude. He knocked out 2 of the top guys in his weight class, all right? He deserves his credit at this point, does Jermell. Definitely, I think if he's going to enter, definitely top 10, but if you're going to put him in there somewhere, he's in the top 5. Top 5 for sure with that performance. I think it would be merited to put him in the top 5. Chain with Ice doesn't think Tyson Fury's in the top 10. Why is that, bro? Oh, PJ, dude, we talked about Pacquiao Mcgregor a few moments back. Skip back. Elite. So I think Elite Boxing has something against the Charlos, bro. What's wrong with the Charlos, dude? They're legit. Dude, he just knocked out a guy that knocked out Julian Williams. All right, Jermall, you can make an argument, did a lot better than Golovkin and Jacobs against Derevyanhenko. He pretty much dominated a big part of that fight with Derevyanhenko, and he showed a phenomenal jab. So I'm kind of curious as to see why you think that, Elite. Let me know, bro. Let me know. Let's go back and forth. Let me see your argument here on that. That's the other thing, too. If you're Daniel Jacobs and you're Gennady Golovkin, your argument for that, if you feel, if someone tells you, hey, dude, Jermall did a lot better than you against Derevyanhenko. Like, you struggled. Like, yo, Daniel Jacobs, you got a split decision against Derevyanhenko. Yo, Gennady Golovkin, dude, you lost. Like, those scorecards, you lost that fight. With Jermall, dude, he clearly won the fight. Like, he dominated with the jab. But if you're Daniel Jacobs and if you're Gennady Golovkin, you'd be like, did he? I knocked this dude down. Did Charlo knock this dude down? Almost. He almost did. But no, he didn't. So that would be the argument on their point. But I want to wait back from Elite. What's your argument, bro? What's your beef against the Charlos, dude? You not Lions-Oli? You don't roll with Lions-Oli? What's up, dog? Come on. Elite, come on. We're waiting for you, Elite. What's your response? What do you got against the Charlos, bro? Why do you think of that, of them? Because these guys have shown, dude, he just beat the guy, dominated the guy that conceivably could be undefeated in Derevyanhenko because of the split decision with Jacobs, because of the Golovkin fight. Should be an uncrowned world champion. And he did so good, dude. Charlo's jab, man, was on freaking point that night, man. He looked superb in that fight. Okay, here we go. All right, guys. Elite right here got his moment. It's your chance, bro. This better be a good point, dude, or I'm going to shred it apart, okay? Just a warning. Nothing against you, but I'm just saying. I'm going to shred it apart if it's not a good and valid reason, all right? So let's go. Elite. Appreciate you, though. Jermell is trash. Okay. Lost to Harrison. Jermall might be a little better, but they're always cherry picking, fighting a beat up Derevyanhenko after losing to Gennady Golovkin and Jacobs. Okay. So Jermell, definitely not trash. The first fight with Harrison, Jermell should have won. Okay. I think a majority of people felt Jermell won that fight, first fight with Harrison. The second fight, even if he was losing on the scorecards, he knocked the dude out. So how do you argue with that, dude? Like, the first fight, a majority of fans felt that he won, okay? So I don't know where you're going with that point. Like, well, what makes you think he's trash? He just knocked off 3 of the top 5 in his division, bro. The only other guy left is probably Erislandy Lara. That's it in that division. He's pretty much cleaned it out. He went and took all the top guys out. So what can you say? He's fighting the best in his division. Who's at 54 that are the top? Julian Williams, Jason Rosario, Erislandy Lara. Who else? Jarrett Hurd, which would be great. I would love to see him in that fight with Jarrett Hurd. But that's it. So that's not a good point there, because of what I listed. He's done everything that he's supposed to do at 154 pounds. Now, your point about Jermall, let's see. Jermall might be a little bit better, but they're always cherry picking, fighting a beat up Derevyanchenko after losing to Golovkin and Jacobs. Okay, a beat up Derevyanchenko. He had a year. He had a year off, dude. So how beat up could he be with that? You know, had a year off. Sorry for that. Excuse me. A year off. That's a lot of time to heal up from an injury. Okay, is Derevyanchenko less than what he was against Gennady Golovkin? Because I heard that excuse. Well, you know, he fought an older Derevyanchenko. I'm like, not really, dude. The Gennady Golovkin fight was a year ago. It's not. Yeah, I understand a year can't make a big difference, but it's only a year. It's not like he's fighting this guy 3 years and removed from that fight. You know? So, man. It's a hard one there, bro. It's a hard one there. I think I brought up some good points on that. Don't give them props, dude. They've arrived. You got to give the Charlos props, bro. They're the top. They're the top of their division. They're the top of the division. At 160, you can make an argument. He's sitting right there. He's sitting right there, man. Look at what he did to Derevyanchenko, dude. He had an easier time with Derevyanchenko than Jacobs and Golovkin. Okay. Yes, I understand. Styles make fights. So, Derevyanchenko's used to fighting guys like Golovkin. It's pretty much the same amateur style that they're in. Derevyanchenko was Jacobs' sparring partner. He knew how to fight Daniel Jacobs. Styles make fights. But to me, Jermall did a better job, was more dominant. There's no question that he won that fight with Derevyanchenko. There was a question with Golovkin. I was there live in that fight. I scored it for Golovkin, 1 point, because of the knockdown. But I could have seen it going Derevyanchenko's way. Jacobs' fight, one judge felt Derevyanchenko won. It was a close fight. It was competitive. This fight was not competitive. He dominated. Let's see if we get him to respond. You guys agree with me or not? I don't know. Am I just talking nonsense here, or do I have a point? Let me know in the comments, guys. I'm curious to see what you guys think about the points that I brought up. Okay, and I'm not just saying this just to talk out of my, they didn't even do interviews with me the week. I have no interest in this. My policy is always I'm gonna be honest and speak what I think, and I'm gonna bring up a point and a counterpoint. Okay. So I'm not on anyone's payroll, and I'm not just saying this stuff to say this, because these are facts, dude. These are facts. Jermell, the top at 54, pretty much cleaned out. Only two guys left. Hurd, which I'd love to see, because the pressure in there. He's a big guy. He's a big puncher. And Lara, slick defensive. And Lara, in his last fight against Greg Vendetti that he had in Los Angeles, showed that his legs, at least against that type of opponent, weren't as gassed, wasted, whatever you want to call it, as we thought they were. Yes, Castano is there as well, but he gets overlooked because of the fights that he's had with Lara and the others. Louis Vuitton agreed, bro. All facts. I'm seeing 100. I'm not a Charlo fan, but give them mad props for this weekend's fights. Thank you, dude. I'm up for guys. This is how you should be with stuff. When someone deserves props given from a performance or an accomplishment, regardless if you're a fan of them or not, you got to show them respect, bro. You got to show them respect. You can't just be like, I don't like this guy. I'm not gonna, come up with a million excuses to why not. No. Give people props when their props are deserved, and give people ish when they need to be given ish about something. These guys are at the top now. Jermell for sure, if not top 5 pound per pound, he's 6. Jermall, I don't know, top 10 pound for pound. That's a hard argument, because at 160. Derevyanchenko, I think, was his first really top elite guy. There's still Golovkin there with the belt. Well, we don't know what the heck Canelo's doing, and there's still, Jacobs. Jacobs moved up to 168, so, who else is there at 160? All right, we got another live chat here. What up? What up? Moni Brown TV. What's up, man? Thank you so much. I appreciate that, guys. If there's ever a question you want to ask that want to get answered right away, go ahead and use the super chat function on there, and I'll get to it right away. Someone mentioned Demetrius Andrade, but Money Brown TV. What up? What up? Jermell and Jermall both should be on the pound for pound list. Jermell for sure, 100%. But Jermall, I could see him being cracking the top 10. No problem with that. But let me ask you guys this then. Jermall, do you guys think Jermall should be on the top 10 pound for pound, or do you think he should still get another good solid win at 160 pounds against someone who's in the top 5 in that division? Let me know what you guys think about that, and if that win on Saturday warrants entry into the top 10 pound for pound. While you guys are going ahead and putting your comments and your responses to that, if you guys are listening to this live chat for the first time, I got to plug it, man. We got to get these things bigger and better, more interactions, and we got to get to 1 million freaking subs because we're pretty damn close. We're at 860 now. We got to get to 1 million. I'd love to get to 1 million by year's end. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All you guys on here, please share the channel. Tell all your boxing bros, homies, to subscribe to the channel. Follow us on social media at Fight Hub TV, and myself if you want at Hey It's Marcos V. I just post random stuff about my life, but follow one of the two. Okay, let's see here. Let's see your guys' responses. If Jermall should be top 10 pound for pound right now. Let's see. Can't argue when you have all the bling. I give props to the Twins, but definitely they need a career highlight win. Rosario, Rosario that knocked him out. The jab to the stomach. Come on, bro. What you need says fight Demetrius Andrade. Charlo and Triple G are fake champs. Okay, bro. Charlo, Andrade, Plant, Saunders, Benavidez, Smith, Bivol, Beterbiev, Canelo isn't making a good faith effort to fight any of them. Saunders and Callum Smith, it seems like they're talking again. They negotiated $20 million for Canelo to fight, plus subscription upside. So probably could see Canelo back pretty soon, to be honest. So you never know. Let's see here. Dude, okay. So the guy that Neri fought, Aaron Alameda, keep an eye on this guy. That kid impressed me so much, man. That kid could box his freaking pants off. I thought he did a lot better than what the judges scored him in that fight. I was more impressed by him than Neri, to be honest. Like, keep your eye on that guy. That kid's going to be a world champion. Watch. That kid is going to be a world champion. That fight was a lot closer than what the judges had it. One judge had it 118, 110. Get the out of here. Are you kidding me? Neri was getting popped like crazy in that fight. All right. Elite. Marcos, you're still cool, dude. It's all good. It's all love, bro. It's all love. I love the banter, the back and forth. As long as we're respectful and they're good, points. Some of these people, and not you guys that are on it. Some people will tune in and then tune out. Some of them will say like the most outlandish stuff, and it just irritates me. It irritates me because then they go and tell their friends that could be casuals of boxing, and they start saying mamadas, and it's like, dude, get out of here with this crap. We got to educate these guys. We got to educate the casual fans about what it is. And a bigger thing is you can't just hate on someone, a fighter, for dumb personal reasons. You got to put it out for what it is. Look at their accomplishments for what it is. Give them props when they deserve props, and give them shtick when they do something crazy. Like Floyd said, call a spade a spade. That's what it is. Jose something says, honestly, the main reason I don't like the Charlos is because the Charlo fanboys talk so much crap. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go back because I asked you guys a question if Jermall should crack the top 10, and this thing just refreshed on me, the chat. I want to see your guys' comments. Dang it. Okay. Mamadas, yes, hashtag mamadas. Jermell fought J-Rock and Austin Trout, bro. Good job. Hank Hill, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it here. Time Woods, take it easy, bro. Naoya will smoke who? Neri? Yeah. That to me at this point, I think Inoue has showed why he's different, and even the fight that I believe it was Payano and Danny Roman. That clearly showed that Inoue's power and just him overall is in a completely different level than all those dudes. It took Neri 8 rounds. Yes, I understand. Different styles, different fights. But, dude, Inoue knocked Payano out in 1 freaking round, like a minute into the fight. Inoue's on a different level. His power's on a different level. He doesn't get enough appreciation, enough love, because he's a lighter weight, doesn't speak English. He's from Japan. You can make an argument that he's one of the best fighters alive right now, in actuality, Naoya Inoue. Just a great overall fighter, man. Just great overall fighter. What's up, AR Wyoming? What's up, bro? What's going on? All right, let's see here. Mark Young says Benavidez beats Canelo. Who do you got if the Charlo fights the Charlos? The Charlos are never going to fight each other. It's like the Klitschko's fighting each other. The Klitschko's never wanted to fight each other. And you know, why would you want to say, I guess, it's like a storyline. Oh, brothers fighting, blah, 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 blah. But come on, man. I don't want to see brothers fighting. Curtis Gaskin says, never ever fight anybody. What was this weekend then? Who did the Charlos fight this weekend? He fought the unified champion, and he knocked him out with a jab to the stomach. Jermall fought derevyanhenko, guy that you could say, you can argue, beat Golovkin. You can argue that it was undefeated, and he beat Daniel Jacobs. One judge had that fight for derevyanhenko. This guy was one of the top guys at 160 pounds, bro. He's ranked number 1. Dan Rafael talked down on Neri bout. I was more impressed by Alameda, to be honest. Arm, what's up, bro? What's up with the Chavez fiasco? Have you talked about it yet? No, I haven't. All right, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. over the weekend fought in Mexico. Abe thinks Rosario took a dive. Come on, bro. If you ever had the wind knocked out of you, that's kind of how your body reacts to it. I didn't see the fight because my DAZN is on freeze at this point. I got another funny story. So, nah, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to get in trouble. Okay. It's because I posted something on the Fight Hub account about freezing the zone, and people got mad at me from the company. Tells me just in general, people a little sensitive, even when you're joking around. And you know what? Nah, I pay for that shit. I could criticize if I want to, man. Now I lost my train of thought. Okay. Oh, Chavez Jr. I don't have DAZN. I didn't see the Chavez Jr. fight. I know that he lost via a decision. The referee had said it was a headbutt, and the people were like, no, it was because an uppercut. On the Fight Hub account, there's a clip of him getting hit with the uppercut that caused the cut, but I didn't see the fight. I don't know if he did well, if he looked good. I don't know if the other guy, Mario Casares, was doing well against him. I know that Junior is familiar with Casares from the wild card. I think they used to spar together back in the day. But just overall, it's just, I'm not surprised. Who's surprised? Chavez Jr. fights always seem to end in some weird freaking point, man. And here's the thing, dude. If Chavez Jr. style-wise, that fight with Daniel Jacobs, style-wise, it was in favor of him because Jacobs throws wide and he likes to come forward. And Chavez is really good fighting on the inside. That style-wise, it favored him, in my opinion. Got his nose broke, decided not to go through with the fight. People were saying he quit in the Jacobs fight. It's pandemonium. I had a correspondent there in Arizona told me it was crazy. Everybody turned on Chavez Jr. He was getting pelted with beers and cups and batteries and all sorts of stuff. In this fight, people say he quit. The referee stopped the fight. Um, I didn't see it, but it's not like it's a weird conundrum with Junior because he was middleweight champion. I saw him win his title against Sebastian Spick at in Anaheim when it was called the Pond. Okay, he can fight. He's good when he chooses to be good. He became middleweight champion. Not everybody can be a world champion. Yeah, a lot of people be like, oh, fast forward to Sebastian Spick. What has he done? Da, 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 da. So went and beat the guy and went on a run. I believe he fought Manfredi. He looked great, with the other fights that he had. And then I don't know what the heck happened with the Sergio Martinez fight. And then it seemed from the Sergio Martinez fight up until now, it just hasn't been the same Junior. People have said, maybe because just as a desire, money takes away from a lot of your desire when you're in any position. You become complacent, you become comfortable, you lose the desire, you lose the fire, you don't want to work as hard anymore because you've already made it. You could say that maybe that was him. Or you could say the sticky icky, affected Junior because there you go. Ryu, Chavez Jr. likes hookers and weed. He can never equate to his dad. He got busted for weed, which that should have been revoked. Come on. Weed's not a performance enhancer. It's really tough to see because when you really look at him, when he was on his point, when he was with Freddie years back, Junior could fight, okay? There was a lot of skill there. He was a big middleweight that could really fight on the inside. Had a lot of good traits there that took him pretty far. So to see what it's devolved to is, it's sad. I think it's like wasted potential because there's a lot of potential there with him. There's you just can't explain it. Now, if people want to see him fight again, it's like the boy who cried wolf. It's every time. He says like, oh, this is the best of me now. This is the best of me now. I'm like, how many times can the public take that, from somebody before they don't believe him? We hear that all the time now. So, I really think that, he should consider, if he doesn't take it serious, he should consider retirement because of how this fight looked with him and everything like that. Ellie Cave says, honestly, he's just lazy. That's all there is really to it. Saunders slaps his shots. He's not known to king people at the top level. BJ's like them. He says, it's just, it's sad to see, but, it is what it is. It is what it is. About JCC, I believe that way too, but now I think he's been pampered his life and his career. Well, obviously, he's had opportunities given to him quicker than what other people have, obviously because of his name and his dad pushing him. But, he could fight. He could fight. He could fight. There's skill there. There's talent there. It's just he, hasn't been the most dedicated. I don't know. Maybe it's not connecting there mentally with him either as well. Like I said, there comes a point in everybody's lives. Say you're making a salary of $50,000 a year, and then all of a sudden you start making a salary of $140,000 a year, $150,000 a year. And you start making that for a few years, and you start noticing, you know what? I don't need to work that extra hour. I'm already comfortable. I have all the money that I want. Do I really need to do this? Nah, I'm just gonna chill. Work my ass off. I don't need to work a little harder. I don't need to grind a little harder. I already have all the cars that I want. I already have everything I want. What more do I do? I don't need to work out hard. I just need to maintain. It's called being complacent. And you get to that because you're comfortable. It's happened to me. The way to avoid that is to continue making goals for yourself. Continue to write down accomplishments that you want to do for yourself to give you that fire and that desire. It's hard because you look at it like, nah, do I really need that? Nah, but that's a way around it. I've asked fighters that as well. I remember I asked Canelo that. I'm like, bro, Canelo. I'm like, what keeps you going, dude? Because you have all the money in the world. You've accomplished everything. Like, what much more is there to do? Like, how do you avoid being complacent? How do you avoid going down from this point? And he's like, dude, you gotta keep making goals for yourself. You gotta find something that really motivates you, that you look at and you think like, oh, this would be, I can do this. And other people are looking and be like, you're crazy. You can't do that. Wait, you want to do this? What? You're only making this much money. You can't do that. What, you want to buy another house? You can barely afford this house. You're crazy. Write goals for yourself. When people react like that, and he said, you'll get that desire back. That's where the desire comes from. And I'm like, you're so right, dude. You're so right. And he's true about that. But I've experienced complacency as well, and it happens to athletes, So where would you rank McGregor on the pound for pound list? Number 1, bro. Number 1. Is that even a question, dog? Number 1. This guy's the greatest of all time. Thank you, bro. Mark Young, I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. Thoughts on Davis versus Santa Cruz? It's going to be a great fight. I'm not going to enjoy the cable bill that I'm going to get later this month, but I'm going to order it because it's a good fight. And it's dependent on 2 things. One, and the most important thing, is can Leo take Tank's shots? Can he take his power and not concede anything in there? Because if he takes a good shot and he doesn't react well and he starts taking a step back, Tank's going to steamroll right through him. Tank's going to see that and be like, you know what? This guy can't handle my power. I'm going to start putting it on. I'm going to break this guy down. And Tank will break him down if he sees that. Now, if Leo is able to take the punches, able to get his respect from Tank, it's going to be a very good competitive fight because Leo throws a lot. Volume is on Leo's side. If you have a round where Leo's throwing 80 to 100 punches, and he's landing a good percentage of those, and Tank's landing, good like 10 power punches, it really puts the judges in a weird position. We're like, oh man, who am I going to give it to? The guy that's coming forward, doing a majority of the work in the round, or the other guy that's, moving around, landing some good damaging punches, but this other guy's doing a lot of work. It's a weird place to be as a judge. That's the way to victory. He has to outwork Tank, cut the ring off, and be so defensively responsible. But the big question is, he's going to get cracked at some point. It's boxing. You always get cracked. You could be as defensive of a fighter as you want to, but you're going to get cracked. No, there's no escaping it. That's what it is. And really, that's the key, because what's going to happen when he gets cracked? Is he going to be able to take it? If he's able to take it, does well, it's going to be a good fight. But the power might be a little too much for Leo. But you don't know. Who knows? Leo has to fight an exceptional fight. And even if he fights a perfect fight, it's dependent on can he take Tank's power. Marcos, I honestly think Wilder's mentality done after his beatdown loss to Fury. Canelo does the talking in the ring, not in social media, It's because Canelo was born ready, and that's why. Canelo literally has one fight at 168 against a complete fraud. Yeah, but look at everything that he's done, bro. Come on. Canelo moved up a weight that's not even his weight and knocked out Kovalev. That's a big risk that he took in that Kovalev fight. All right, if you're tuning into this is our live chat every Monday at 5:45, but I did this one a little bit early. I did it at 5:30. Please subscribe to the channel so you can help us on our journey to 1 million subscribers. We have boxing content every single day. We just released you know what I'm going to share with you guys. We just released an interview with Roy Jones Jr. saying that he feels that Mike Tyson could be heavyweight champion of the world again. And he says that Mike Tyson would do well against Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Do you guys think Roy's crazy? Do you think he has a point? Is he tripping? I'm going to share it with you guys right now so you guys can watch it, because we just got this interview in with Roy. So I'm going to go and share the link with you guys right now. That's the old one. Where's the new one? There's the new one. You guys are probably going to hear the audio. Let me cut the volume. Boom, I'm going to share it with you guys right now. Mike Tyson can be the oldest heavyweight champion of the world and the youngest. Boom, right there. That's the link. Go watch that video. We got interviews just about daily here on the channel. Follow us on social media at Fight Up TV, at Hey It's Marcos V. Yes, 5:30 Pacific time. We're on the Pacific coast here. Mark Young, what's up, man? Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Rocky Fielding got credits. If Mike Tyson becomes undisputed again, is he the best heavyweight over Muhammad Ali? No. And even that, I think, Joe Louis is severely underrated for his ranking at heavyweight. And I agree with Teddy Atlas. He came out a video with his best heavyweights of all time, and he listed Joe Louis as the best heavyweight. Joe Louis is the longest reigning heavyweight champion of all time and the longest reigning world champion of all time. Some people would say, like, well, Floyd, but Floyd retired. Wasn't kind of a retirement, so it's kind of like a murky area there because he said he was, but he wasn't, but Joe Louis should really get that notch, beat Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, and then the rest because of the accomplishments that Joe did. And yeah, I'm not an expert on Joe Louis. I wasn't even born when he fought, but I've read a bit about him. I know the facts that he was. You can't rank a guy from his era compared to somebody fighting now. The heavyweights are just bigger now. Athletes in general just bigger now, bigger, stronger, faster now. So it's difficult when you put era against era. But even then, that's still an accomplishment. Is longest reigning world champion that he had. So. Nah, Steve, not drinking beer. I'm drinking mineral water. But when we get to 1 million, I'm going to be drinking a lot of beer, a lot of tequila. I'll do a live stream, too, for that. All right, guys, I got to go because for some reason my landlord keeps hitting me up. I don't know why he's hitting me up. And we usually do these for an hour. So, hey, man, this was a great live chat. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to come back here next Monday for our next live chat where you've seen the live chat, dude. We just shoot the ish. All right, we just shoot the ish. That's really what we do. There's no really set thing that we talk about. We just talk about whatever comes to mind. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. BDH, whatever the heck. If you really have a question you need to get answered, use the super chat to have it answered, or we'll just get to it next week. All right, yeah. Dude, I pay my rent, bro. It's been some hard times, though, with this Rona. But I've been good with my rent, man. Might have to, find some other ways if stuff goes south, man. I'm gonna have to really be imaginative with ways to pay my rent. All right, so if you guys got to keep tuning in so I can pay my rent, please. All right, you guys, take it easy. I really appreciate it. Follow us online at Hey It's Fight Up TV. At Hey It's Marcos V for myself and at Fight Up TV. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next Monday, and maybe we might move up the time to 5:30. I don't know. What do you guys think? Might move up the time to 5:30. Let's see here. But take it easy, guys. Peace out. Have a productive and good rest of your week. Remember, if you're complacent, like I said, I guess we're gonna leave every live chat with a point, with a life lesson. Okay. If you become complacent in life, you need to have goals that really get you going, goals in which people think you're crazy for even having those goals, because having something to work towards to is what gives you desire, what gets you fired. Even if it's something materialistic, it gets you going. You even be like, you know what? I want that freaking car, and I'm going to work extra hard to get it. Do it. Whatever makes you happy, man. That's a way to avoid complacency, is to set goals, and set big goals. Set goals that people think you're crazy to set. Even if you don't reach that goal, you get pretty damn close. And that in itself is an accomplishment that you almost did it. You can go and see, okay, what did I do wrong here? Why didn't I accomplish this goal? You can go back to the drawing board, see if you can make those changes, and then try again. So I'm going to leave you with that, guys. All right, appreciate it, guys. Stay safe. Be well, be healthy. Go out and exercise as well. Keep your immune systems up and running. And I appreciate it, guys. Take it easy. Have a good rest of your night. Peace out.